Hi guys! Today I want to talk about some books that Booktube inspired me to want to read. I thought this would be kind of a nice thing to do, especially since I feel like we're always trying to convince people to read books we enjoyed on here, so, you know, why not demonstrate that it worked? I totally mean this in a good way. It's not like I feel pressure to read any of them. These books are not in any particular order, but the first book I wrote down is The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I was inspired to read this by, I think, Hannah from A Clockwork Reader's descriptions of it, because it just sounded so cool and so interesting. I think the concept's really cool. I'm especially looking forward to sort of the representation this book has, as well as the discussion of media I think I can expect from this. So we'll see. I don't know much more about it, but from all that I've heard, it sounds like it has great writing and a really nice story, so, you know, what's not to love? The second book I want to read is Red, White and Royal Blue. I think the premise sounds incredibly fun. I think it's a rather funny book, and I really enjoy funny books, so I'm really looking forward to this. The next one I very recently learned about from Books and Quills, who talked about Little Women in preparation of the movie that's coming out at the end of the year, and it sounds really cool. Like, I'm really looking forward to the movie. It has an amazing cast. Like Emma Watson, Saoirse Ronan, Meryl Streep. I forgot who else. There's other people. It's super cool. It sounds like a really cool story about self-actualization, and it wasn't the day and age where women were encouraged to do what they thought was right, and then instead to like get married and have a family and like be quiet. So I think it's a really cool story, and I'm really excited to read it. I'm really excited to watch the film. The fourth book I want to read is Strange the Dreamer, again one that Hannah from A Clockwork Reader inspired me to read. Her description of it sounded beautiful. Also, I love the cover. It looks so pretty. Like, what the hell? I rewatched the video because I really couldn't remember anything about the plot and why I wanted to read it. I just knew that I wanted to read it. But I rewatched the video where she mentioned it, and the idea of like a mystical, like, lost city sounds so amazing. Like, I find those types of things, like in real life, I find them interesting. Like cities that don't exist today, where we don't know where they used to be or if they actually existed, and like lost languages, like all of that I find so interesting, like historical mysteries basically. And so a book about that sounds so cool. And the main character is a librarian, and I love books about books and stories and libraries. I love books about libraries, so I'm really excited to read this. The last thing I want to talk about isn't a book per se. It's a lot of books. So I don't even know who from, but I watched a bunch of videos where people mentioned the Percy Jackson series. I think it was A Dash of Ash and A Clockwork Reader and Naya Reads and Smiles. All of them, I think, mentioned Percy Jackson at some point, and I was like, that's a good reminder to read them again. But also, I've only read Percy Jackson and the Olympians. I'm so stoked that there's this entire new series where there's even more representation and so much more of Rick Riordan. I don't know how to like pronounce his name. I'm so sorry, but like, he has such glorious writing. It's so funny. It's so cool. I enjoyed Percy Jackson and the Olympians so much. So I'm really stoked to read the second series, and then I forgot what the third series title is. The Apollo one. I don't know what it's called, but I'm just really stoked to read them because the writing style is so good and the world is so cool, and I loved Percy Jackson so much, and I still love it. I really need to reread it as well. The only problem is that I really want them in a hardcover version because I have all my Percy Jackson books in the hardcover version. I still need the fourth one, by the way. I don't have that. Whoops. But I really want them in a hardcover version just because that would look pretty. But hardcovers are so expensive, and I don't have the funds right now to just get an entire series in hardcover, so it will have to take a while for me to get them bit by bit, which is tragic. But what can you do? I'm not about to just spend like $100 on like an entire series in one go. I'm just not. But yeah, these are 5-ish books that Booktube inspired me to read. If you want to share some books that Booktube made you want to read, that would be really cool. Maybe there are some others for me to read in there as well. And yeah, I'm really excited. And I'll see you next week. Bye!